Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled a great kingdom. He had a passion for solving tricky questions and loved testing his courtiers with puzzles. Word of his passion spread, and kings from other kingdoms would send him puzzles to solve. The king welcomed every challenge with a smile. He enjoyed every challenge and was known far and wide for his clever mind. His court was always buzzing with excitement. Everyone waited to see how he would solve the next tricky puzzle. Brainstorming sessions at the king's court in the evening were very popular among the people of his capital. People always looked forward to the minister's witty answers. He always proved why he was the favorite minister of the king. One day, a scholar from a neighboring kingdom arrived at the king's court. He was sent by another king with a challenge. The king welcomed him warmly.
Welcome. I hear you have come with a tricky question for me.
The king said with a smile. The scholar bowed and replied,
Indeed, Your Majesty. But first, may I ask you a simple question?
Of course.
The king agreed. The scholar looked around the court and asked,
What is something that belongs to you, but others use more than you do?
The king paused, deep in thought. But before he could answer, the scholar spoke again with a clever smile.
Your name, Your Majesty. People speak it more often than you do yourself.
The court burst into laughter and applause. And the king, impressed, nodded.
You are indeed a man of wit. Well played.
The scholar smiled and said,
Your Majesty, I have 3 questions for your courtiers and ministers. Can they answer them?
The king nodded eagerly.
Let's see what they can do.
The scholar continued.
If they can answer all 3, I will consider them wise.
The king called his courtiers and the wise minister and announced,
Tomorrow, the scholar will ask 3 tricky questions. So prepare yourselves for the challenge.
The next morning, the king started the session by announcing that 3 questions would be asked. Whoever gave him the correct answers would be entitled to a hefty reward. All the courtiers and the ministers readied themselves to use their brains, because they all wanted to be rewarded. The scholar asked the first question.
Can anybody tell me the difference between truth and untruth? But make sure the answer is given only in 3 words. 1 extra word and you lose.
The king waited for them to give the answer, but none came forward. All the courtiers and the ministers tried harder, but they were unable to think what the difference could be within just 3 words. The king was a little surprised, as his favorite minister hadn't said anything till then.
Why haven't you said anything as yet? I am surprised that even you don't know the answer,
said the king with disappointment. The minister explained to the king that he knew the answer, but he was waiting for others to say something. Then, the minister gave the answer.
It's 4 fingers.
The scholar couldn't understand. He looked puzzled. He furrowed his brows and asked,
What do you mean? I didn't understand. How 4 fingers could be the difference between truth and untruth?
The minister smiled and replied,
It's simple. The eyes see the truth, while what the ears hear can sometimes be false. The distance between the eyes and the ears is 4 fingers. So, the difference between truth and untruth lies in what you see and what you hear.
The scholar nodded slowly, realizing the wisdom behind the explanation. The king, couriers, and other ministers applauded the minister.
Very well. You are absolutely right. You have given a well-thought answer.
The scholar appreciated him. Then, the scholar asked the second question. He drew a line on the floor with chalk. He asked everyone to shorten the line without touching it. As usual, none came forward. All of them tried to think of ways with which they could shorten the scholar's line. Then the minister walked ahead. He took a piece of chalk and drew a longer line right beside the scholar's line. The minister explained,
I made a longer line next to it, to show that sometimes a clever solution makes the problem look smaller.
Everyone was stunned at the minister's intelligence. And the last question the scholar asked was,
There is a thing in existence that all of you can see, and other creatures can see with their eyes, but the sun and the moon cannot see. Can you tell what this thing could be? Think hard. This is the last question.
Everyone present in the court tried to think and make guesses, but all in vain. They couldn't come up with the right answer. Then everyone's eyes rested on the king's favorite minister. The minister said,
It is darkness.
He once again amazed everybody with his wit.